That down, guys. Let's move on to this, shall we? Blade just lost another director. After losing 5 writers, they're now on their 6th. They've lost another director. As we are already 4+ years since they announced that Mahershala Ali, the two-time Oscar-winning actor, came walking out on that stage, say, "I'm Blade, everybody. See you in 2035. Nothing.
It's going to go the way of Bing Bong. He's just like,
Blade bong. Like he's just going to start to disappear. Like Thanos snapping him away.
yeah.
This movie's going to be the greatest.
Take him to the MCU for me.
This comes to us from the folks over at Variety who wrote this. Another one bites the dust. Filmmaker Yang Dimaj from Lovecraft Country is no longer set to direct Blade. Marvel Studios' long-in-the-works reboot of the vampire superhero franchise is set to star Mahershala Ali. This is the second director to leave the project. Bassam Tariq from Mogul Mogwai exited the project in 2022. Insiders say Dimaj departed the film amicably weeks ago. Now, that's going to be important for something I'm going to bring up in a minute. He departed the film amicably weeks ago as development on the project has stretched over multiple years. Screenwriter Eric Pearson, who co-wrote the upcoming Fantastic Four movie for Marvel, is the latest scribe to take on the Blade script after at least 5 other writers have taken passes on the film, including Michael Green, Stacey Osei Kofer, Michael Starbury, Bo DeMeo, who was also the showrunner, creator, and writer for X-Men 97 Season 1, and Nick Pizalto. All come, all gone. This is like a Star Wars project at this point, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
The number of writers that have come and gone, now 2 sets of directors come and gone. This thing is turning into an absolute clown show. There's never been a Marvel Cinematic Universe film under the guidance of Kevin Feige that has been this much of a botched circus. Now, granted, we are in 30+ films that they've done now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they've made 4 films and this one's been... No, they've gotten like well over 30 films now. Okay, this is going to happen. It's not like Star Wars, where this literally happens in almost every Star Wars movie that gets made at some point or another. But there's just no getting around it. And I say this as a fan of the MCU, obviously a huge fan of Kevin Feige, but this is becoming not just a joke, and I mean this with dead seriousness. For the first time for Marvel, this is becoming an embarrassment. This is publicly a massive embarrassment for them, for what they've gone through, how much of a circus it's been. Why are you bringing out on stage, we're number 1, we're doing a Blade film, and number 2, we've already cast him, and when you've got nothing. You've got nothing. And it's come back to bite them in the ass. Now, you might rightfully say to me, but John, they've done that before where they've announced things and then kind of put it together later. Yep, they have. But you act like that too much and eventually it's going to bite you in the ass. And this one has bite them in the ass and has now become a big, massive embarrassment to them. Now, I said the other day, and some people looked at me with the evil side eye, that I believe at this point, this is before they announced that they've just lost another director. I said, you know what? I just got a feeling. I said, I got no insider information, but I got a feeling that we are not going to see Mahershala Ali as Blade. Not necessarily that they won't do a Blade movie, but it's been years since they announced him. I got a feeling he might not be doing this at some point. But I want to point something out too. You guys remember a couple of weeks ago? Now, I don't want to get anybody's hopes up here, and I don't want to get anybody too excited. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago, word came out that Jordan Peele had met with Marvel, and some reports are saying, oh, he was meeting with them with X-Men. I said on the show, I don't buy that, but that Jordan Peele was meeting with them. And a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a week ago, I gave a theory. Even though Blade had a director, I gave a theory about what Jordan Peele might be talking to them about. If you remember, roll the clip. Blade has a director. This guy, Yann Dimanche, who has done some good stuff. So you might say to me, well, John, it can't be Blade because they got Yann Dimanche. And I'm okay with, don't believe me, if they ever get this movie going and Yann ends up directing it, I'll be very curious to see the movie. I'm glad he's directing it. I am. But with all the delays and all of the upheaval, could at some point with the script revisions and everything, it would not be out of the realm of possibility, and I'm just speculating here, it would not be out of the realm of possibility that Kevin Feige may go, you know what, now that the script has changed so much, Jan was a great fit to direct the previous iteration of the script, but maybe we need a different hand on the wheel, a different visionary for where the script is now. I think we're going to get an announcement. Again, just a guess, just a pure guess. I think we're going to get an announcement that Jordan Peele's directing Blade.
Boner.
I didn't realize you kept that part in it.
Boner. All right. Now,
I'm going to soundbite that.
so a week ago, I was saying, like, yeah, Yann Dimanche is there, and I like Yann Dimanche, but, you know, this movie now is kind of a different movie than it was when Yann Dimanche first came on to direct it. It's a different movie now because they've gone through 3 more sets of writers, right?
I like how you call it movie right now.
Yeah,
like there is one right now.
Let's call it a theory more than a movie. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Miracle Made. Did you know that your temperature at night can have one of the greatest impacts on your sleep quality? If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Inspired by NASA, Miracle Made uses silver-infused fabrics and makes temperature-regulating bedding so that you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. When they arrived at our house, my wife Ann loved the feel of them so much, she couldn't even wait for me to get home to put them on our bed. Miracle Made has self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevents up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. Miracle Sheets also have incredible comfort and quality. Miracle Sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. So go to TryMiracle, that's TryMiracle.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to TryMiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's TryMiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. And I said, you know what? With all those changes, I think so. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with, again, no insider information, pure guessing. I'm thinking we're going to get an announcement. Because remember, let's go back to what it said in the Variety article here. It says, Dimanche departed the film weeks ago. Weeks ago.
Yeah.
That means, if you want to play along with the theory, that they weren't meeting with Jordan Peele behind Yann Dimanche's back while he was still attached to direct. Yann Dimanche left weeks ago. And then last week we hear about Jordan Peele meeting with Marvel. Again, I'm not breaking any news here. I'm strictly as a fan speculating, but I believe we are not far. Motoko in the live chat, Campea Al Gaib. I believe that we are a couple of weeks away from getting an announcement that he's directing Blade. Again, I don't know that. Pure guess on my part.
Have you guys ever seen the Key and Peele skit, Sexy Vampires?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay, we'll have to watch it. It just made me think of that when this news was coming up, or as we're talking about it. Jordan Peele, I think, could pull this off.
100%, I think he could.
I mean, some of the even like the comedy things he's done on Key and Peele that had to do with zombies or vampires, it was supposed to be funny. But man, you turn that around and make it into a horror, he could do it. He could do it. Because some of those skits, the vampires or zombies actually scared me the way they looked.
Well, listen, here's why Jordan Peele would be perfect for a Blade, right? The movies he's directed has shown he can completely put his finger on the horror pulse, right? When you look at Get Out, Us, Nope, he knows how to put his finger on the horror pulse. Marvel likes to have a balance. The Marvel films that hit their best stride are the ones that have a nice balance of heavy, serious, lighter, more joy-filled. You know, they have a nice mixture of that. Jordan Peele is also the same guy from Key and Peele. So he knows humor. So he would be like an ideal director for a movie like this, where you get somebody that's a little darker, a little more horror-filled, fill in some of that joy, some of that more light stuff as well. I think he'd be the guy who can find that balance.
And the previous Blade movies, there's some characters in there. I think the ones with the white bald heads with the, the guys that were perched up on the place, I don't know, the headquarters, the fortress.
Right.
Those guys looked terrifying, but never once in the Blade movies did I get any jump scares from them, which I wish they had. You know what I mean? Like, those characters look terrifying to me, but imagine if you put jump scares with those. That would have been a crazy movie.
And by the way, if we're right, and Mahershala Ali is just like, guys, I'm getting older now. I've been waiting for 4 years to do the leaves. Keegan-Michael Key, your new Blade. There you go. Called it. Keegan-Michael with Giancarlo Esposito as Whistler. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But let's get back to this for a second about the circus that has been Blade in a Marvel Cinematic Universe that has run a fairly tight ship. I mean, there have been movies where, they had to switch directors at one point. That will happen every couple of films. Nothing big, but they've never had something like this. They're on their sixth writer. 4 years. More than 4 years. Getting on 5 from when they made the announcement. They then dropped their director in 2022. They've now dropped another director in 2024. I expect our headline story in 3 weeks is going to be Jordan Peele exits Blade project at this point. I mean, why this particular project has caused them so much problems when they've never seemed to have this kind of this to this degree, at any rate, these kinds of problems. And seriously, I got to bring up the question again. How much longer is Mahershala Ali going to sit around and wait for this?
Is there too much care put into this project? It feels like
maybe
this must be someone's baby at Marvel Studios, where they want it right. They like having this phenomenal actor, right? It's going to turn from Blade to blame. Who are we going to blame for?
Blame.
So I don't know. I still have hope, but they better start shooting this soon, this year at least, by the end of the year. Or I'm going to go with you. If nothing's even shot, we don't have anything set, they're not starting anything by the end of this year, I'm with you.
Well, let's put it this way.
Ali's out.
This film right now has its third release date of November 2025. That's the current release date for Blade. I'm going to tell you right now, forget
It's
it.
not meeting that.
There's no chance at this point.
And honestly, they
don't even have a director right now, no chance they meet that November 2025.
No. They already have 3 movies coming out in 25 anyway.
And you know
Yeah,
what?
true.
There's another effect these delays are having. The people who want this movie, like me, who are excited for it, are going to expect a whole lot more when it comes out because of all the delays. This better be good. I've never been the type to be like, this better be the best Blade. But I'm getting there a little bit. I'm getting there, to be honest. Like, it's having a different effect on people who are willing to wait. I've waited all these years. All the delays, I mess around, I joke around like, oh, I'm upset. But I'm not, because I'm like, this movie's going to come out.
Yeah, but here's the problem.
Yeah.
The longer it goes, I think people are going to start losing interest. Not in Blade in general, but in this project. Because if every time we've had to talk about this project the last 3 years has been, they lost another writer. Mahershala Ali is reportedly not happy with where the story is. They lost another writer. They lost their director. They lost another writer. They've lost another director. Release date bumped. Start of filming. Remember, this movie was supposed to start filming in November of 2023. It was supposed to start shooting in November of 2023. And then I got to push to like March of 2024. And now they don't even have a director. And it's just at one point, Forget even just Mahershala Ali walking. At what point does Marvel just pull the plug on this?
Well, like how important is, I keep thinking about how important is this movie to the MCU and like the phases that they just are dead set on this.
Well, you know why this movie is important to me is because the very first Blade was my introduction to anything Marvel on the screen, and I love the first Blade. I was hoping maybe this movie could do that for some other than the younger kids out there right now that haven't really found a movie that they like. I was hoping it could be something like that. I don't know. I'm thinking in more of like a
murderous
sweet,
vampire movie.
I mean,
I hope the
thought,
kids can find this.
Hey,
I hope the kids.
I dressed up like Blade like weeks after I watched the movie, and I was
still dress up
and
like
I was
Blade.
Yeah,
sitting
you kind of look like
outside-
Blade right
I
now.
was sitting outside my balcony, just like with red hair, thinking I was a vampire. I was
Were you,
insane. I was insane.
were you a part of what was freaking what was Edge and Christian's?
Oh, the Brood.
Yeah, were you a member of the Brood?
The Brood. So this movie means a lot to me. It's the same thing like we were talking about Funko Pops earlier. I would never sell my Apollo Creed Funko Pop because that's my very first Funko Pop.
All
So, yeah, I don't know.
Guys,
I don't know why I went there.
Question is for you. I don't know. What do you think about this? This has become an unmitigated mess, disaster. For the first time for Marvel, a absolute embarrassment that like shows for the first time ever. Like you may like or not like some of the movies that actually come out, but like this is the first time that they have a project coming. Granted, it's like 1 out of 30, but still that they have a project coming out that looks like they just simply don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. And so this is embarrassing for them. Does Mahershala Ali stay on this film? Is Jordan Peele going to end up being the director? Do they ultimately pull the plug on this movie? Whatever you guys think or feel right now, jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.